Which you'll have people, I thought maybe you start seeing a bunch of people, corn stalks are up and out, but I haven't seen a lot of them.
Well, you think some of the cattle guys would be using their weeks, and maybe they were just planning on stretching through to, because a lot of guys are actually calving right now, where 20 years ago everybody was done by now. And the cattle
address it down a little bit there.
Well,
we haven't had storms and rain since that early November rain, which in a lot of years wouldn't have been as bad as this because it's so warm. That's so many warm days.
I go down the rabbit hole reading about.
My name's Colin Cash. I'm one of the owners of Built Right Homes. Built Right Homes has been in business for over a decade. We do 300 to 400 full roofing, siding, gutters, window projects every single year. We've worked on over 2,500 homes in the last 10 years, from neighborhoods after Hurricane Katrina to you name it. We want to get people's homes not just back in shape, but in better condition than they were so they can get back to living their lives. We have a very high standard for quality that we're going for, and we don't want to offer any product that we can't just knock the socks off of our customers, right? We absolutely want to exceed everybody's expectations, and so we only use the absolute best materials that you can get. The best shingles, the best siding, gutters. We want our products to stand the test of time. I would put my company against any other company out there.
Did you get those a thing or not a thing? But Tyler, he's got an app on his phone that you can follow flights, like every plane. And on Easter Sunday, there was a plane that took off from Platte, and it was going from North Platte out to the Collins, Thomas County line, and then it turned around, and then it was just a little bit over on the screen. And so he made loops all day long.
I think that was the
From North Platte.
the camera one you
And,
put.
I mean, you don't know what the plane is, it just shows that there's a plane in the air and it was the pattern. But I mean, he went from basically straight south on North Platte all the way to the Colorado line. And when he got to the Colorado line, he went back.
I'm watching it.
Landed, and he was done. It was a flight pattern all the way across there. The same line was the same dimension from the last one.
Yeah, that's
That's kind of interesting. I'm not aware of any active efforts in Kansas right now, because it's one of those, I don't know. One of Dad's students when he was at Kansas State, actually in the farm in Scott County, he did his own math.
So you got baby kitties?
4. You just can't. You can't prove it works. You can't prove it hurts you. It's just so hard.
Well, when I first started working on this, I went to work for
So what color are they?
Delmer and Iris and
Gray,
and they were
black, and
into, they were.
two funny colored ones out there.
Yes, yeah,
Calico.
every time it looked like it was gonna rain.
Kind of a gray with yellow spots, type thing, big yellow light. Yeah, my 4 are basically about the same too, so there's a traveling salesman that.
That type of philosophy, you know,
Yeah.
They're supposed to do a lot.
Oh, yeah. It's well down in southern Kansas.
What does it say?
It's there in large size western Kansas.
Oh, you have
because
it.
they believe it's
What's
the
the
first
no
hail.
audio?
There was no proof, but it's like the belief thing. Once you start believing,
Use a computer audio.
Well, that's kinda like a wind farm down there in Colby, I think, just personally, that affects the weather coming from the south, because it seems
See,
like
when
it gets.
you started that,
And the storms
you had
go
no
off,
audio.
and they get through our area, then they gotta back up and get to
Shut off.
the Nebraska line, and there's just a stretch in here that you can watch.
Yeah, so
radar,
when
and they
we
go
just start
up,
that, you had to start with no audio.
Whether they cause an issue or, but
Yeah, you need to.
I know probably the biggest thing in our lifetime was planting corn. Because, in the summer months, when wheat harvest was over, there was nothing other than a little bit of cane, everything was just bare. And now, that's all the corn plant is, a big water pump, it's just pumping water into the atmosphere. But again, You'd think with that much change.
You went with this.
My brother has a friend at UNL that's been studying it for 10 years, so they're looking backwards. You can't. It's just, our weather's so damn variable anyway that it's really hard to pull a signal out of it. I just look at like the 1930s, because I've got data back from the 30s.
Yeah.
20s actually. The 30s and the 90s just stand out like so. The 30s we averaged like 16 inches of rain in the highest temperature. The 90s we averaged like 22 inches of rain in the lowest temperature. And you look at either side of it, nothing predictable, it was just a pattern we had to get into.
He can't, because he's a soft.
And now maybe we made the
Say
30s
these
worse, and
are
maybe we made the 90s better. The 90s were a little easier because we had practicality, we were up to 92, and then we had that big insulin cycle.
This conference will now be recorded.
All right, guys, we're ready. Call this meeting to order. The first thing we're going to do is amend the agenda. We're going to add C under new business for zoning recommendation. And then we're going to have an executive session following the police chief report, and that's going to be for non-elected personnel. May I have a motion to approve the amended agenda?
So moved.
Have a second?
I second it.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the amended agenda. We will move on to the flag salute. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Then move on to the, since we approved the agenda with the amendment, we're going down to the approval of the minutes of March 16th of 2026. As circulated.
I move we approve the minutes of March 16th as published.
Second. Been moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion passed. Okay, we're going to go to the approval of the bills. Dan?
Blue Cross and Blue Shield, $19,739.04. Brown's True Value, $641.39. City of Atwood Waterworks, $152.58. Perks Auto Supply, $728.99. Office Works, $70.54. Ideal Linen, $42.24. Rollins County Square Deal, $78.40. Rollins County Treasurer, $2,833.33. CW Beanbird, $121.03. Charles Peckham Attorney, $475.30. JD Skiles, $16.65. Universal Film Exchanges, $95.42. Kansas State Treasurer, $69,700. Brian Livingston, $49.13. Brown Crate and Peckham, $5,094.40. Visa Card Center, $3,117.18. Kansas One Call System, $46.55. Kansas Department of Health and Environment, $132. Roger Preto, $300. Deluxe Echo Star, $80. Next Tech Wireless, $411.96. Great Outdoors, $116.25. Final Finish, $80. Water Project Savings, $23,000. Prairie Land Electric, $1,869.65. Atwood Cable, $3,277.37.
Pass the computer with that.
Oh, I was like, what the heck? Okay, Next Tech LLC, 43. BMI General Licensing, 21204. Sewer Loan Savings, 10,000. Frontier Ag, 1,459.05. US Alliance, 63. Chris Niermeyer, 225. Gage Sales Company, 13209. Raul Vargas Senior, 300. CK Technologies, 1,072.90. Taylor Construction, 3935. Glassman Corporation, 2,050. Miracle Recreation Equipment, 1,549. Western Sprinklers, 1,301.62.
Is there any questions for Dana?
Move we pay our bills.
I have a second. So moved and seconded, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say aye. Motion passed. Okay, the appearances, Atwood ambassadors, Nick Barry.
Just on behalf of the Atwood ambassadors, wanted to come and get City Council's mayor's blessing for Rod Run 26, be our 44th annual event. The May 15th and 16th, asking for Main Street from Midwest Energy to the library, and 4th Street from the south side of the grade school to the flower shop. One-way traffic around the lake again this year. We did advertise that we would like to see some cars cruise Main Street on Friday night. Other than that, I don't think we have any other schedule additions, but that's about it.
In terms of this, the streets, is it similar to years past?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay, okay. And maybe you can help Brian. Is that all we need to do is pass the block, allowing the streets to be blocked, I think?
Yep.
Okay.
And the one way.
And then the one way around.
Because it starts, when you start with those Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah, we've been starting at Thursday afternoon, I think, but just kind of left that open to just depending on how many people start showing up. If we start crowding Lake Road on Tuesday or Wednesday, we might shut it down a little earlier, but.
Is the 16th the Saturday or the Sunday? Saturday.
Unless I'm off a day. Friday is the 15th, so it's the 16th, I hope.
Yeah, you're right.
You.
So I'll make a motion to approve the ambassador's request to close the streets for the Rod Run as defined by last year's motion, and similar motion, and that the Lake Road is allowed to be one way from the 14th through the 16th as needed. I'll let you coordinate with Brian and.
Yeah, did we open it up?
Sunday morning.
Yeah, okay.
Sunday morning was the first thing that we done, was get it so people can leave both ways, because they can't get campers and trailers and stuff through the spillway.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you guys, just coordinate with Brian and he'll take care of it.
Okay, we have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion passed.
Nick, thank you for all what the ambassadors do for the community. It means a lot.
And next year we will work better.
You think you do all kinds of Alrighty, we're gonna move on to old business. The first one is the MIH update. Josh won't be here, but he did send in a note.
Update. So the MIH house at 711 is very near completion, and he anticipates requesting the final MIH grant funds due on completion of that house at the May meeting. And the 7th Street project is underway, and the sewer line is nearing completion from his inspection earlier today.
Thank you. We'll go on to the ACH payments.
Okay, so last month, we decided to go ahead and cover April to absorb those higher fees. So now we are switching the software. I went ahead and, signed that contract, and he's hoping to have us live by the end of May and run parallel for a couple months just to make sure everything's working correctly, so I was wondering if maybe we could extend that a couple more months, so we don't lose some of our ACH customers in between.
So it would be for April and May, you have to extend.
We've already done April.
Okay.
Yeah, because we approved that at the last meeting. So
I think that's,
probably May for sure, and then we'll see where we're at.
yeah,
Okay.
because they can have you online by the end of May, then we're good to go.
Okay. Great.
All right. Do I need a motion?
I don't know, that's a good question.
Yeah, let's do a motion.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do we phrase that last meeting?
Just approval to absorb the new fees for
For the
the
month of May.
for the month of May.
Yeah, so.
Okay. You second it? Good.
So we have moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. New business. We have the burn ban resolution. Resolution 2026-04. We had always kind of thought that we talked about it and it was in the minutes, but we didn't ever do a resolution on it. So.
And we couldn't find anything. I thought at a point in time, we made a resolution that we were just going to follow the county's recommendation, so we didn't have to
We
do our
didn't do
own.
anything like really official. There wasn't really even a motion. It just said
It was just, the mayor
the
recommended.
mayor recommended, and they were kind of at the sheriff's office asking for something like official in writing, because they were having some residents call questioning.
I thought though when they did this, the last time with the burn ban thing, I thought we did do a resolution saying following.
Couldn't find
We
it.
didn't do a
We
resolution. It was
couldn't
just,
find one.
it was mentioned in the minutes, but that,
But,
the
and it
mayor
said it would be
recommended it.
discussed later. And it is
Later.
Yeah.
Now it's later.
Right.
We're going to,
Also think some of that, I wouldn't say confusion, but with, just following that resolution had to do with a few years ago when they started, you have to call and get permission, because you had to call and get permission, the way I understood it, was told outside of city limits, but at that time, if you wanted, not if you were in a burn ban, but it was any controlled burn had to be called in. Well, at that time, if you were outside city limits, that was correct, because that was more of the city or the rural fire department, and the in-town burning was not under
Following
that.
They just have to have it extinguished by 6 p.m.
Yeah, there wasn't a direct following with that statute that the county put in place of calling in, getting permit, and paying your money to have a controlled burn. The city wasn't following that direct.
This is only when there's
Yeah.
a county-wide burn.
So maybe that's where some of the, I wouldn't say confusion, just kind of what needed to be done or how to follow it.
Well, Tanya called me because she was having some issues with people calling in saying, well, we're under the city,
Well, one thing I thought about too, reading the paper the last couple of weeks, is where we didn't do one, there's nothing in it doesn't say, hey, there's a burn ban in Atwood, if you weren't part of that decision making. And so it's probably good just so at least we can put it up on the website,
Yeah.
we'll put it in the paper, and then it's more official.
Well, we don't usually publish the resolutions.
yeah, they don't.
We can get it out on our website, Facebook page.
Yeah, I'm just saying getting in front of the public,
Yes.
that there's something, because right
And
now it looks
then-
like nothing's coming from us on it.
Tanya wanted it just so they had something for
Okay.
all the dispatchers and just have it in front of them when people call in questioning.
Okay.
I make a motion to accept or approve resolution number 2026-04.
Okay,
Second.
okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Thank you. Here's the agreement for professional services from Olson Services for AWAS at the airport. Who gets that? I realize that you.
I didn't know anything about this until.
Rachel sent it to me, and this is just, contract to move the AWAS system. And so they just needed signatures from the county and the city. to move
Yeah,
forward.
this is part of
The
the
grant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's off a grant fund.
And
Yeah.
at the beginning, or at the end of 25, the airport board approved to have Olson as the engineering again. And every so many years, you have to rebid it out, and that's what the airport went with, so.
Yeah, so we just need a motion to authorize the mayor to sign.
Okay, that's what's gonna happen. I'll move to have the mayor sign the agreement for professional services, Olson Services for the new AWAS station at that airport.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, the agreement for profession, oh, we just did that.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna go to C, zoning board recommendation.
Future, can you cover this?
Since Rick isn't here.
They didn't really send anything.
I'm trying to remember which one the last one.
It was for
we got.
Easter days.
Yes, and their recommendation was to approve that. And what it was our first non-adjacent but common ownership building project. And based on what I understand, it's Easter days are building on the other side of the alley, and they own both sides of the property. And so, based on the rules we passed last year, then that was approved by it was recommended by the zoning board to go ahead and approve that.
Okay. All right, so do I have a motion to approve the zoning board's recommendation? Moved. Okay, been moved, do I have a second?
A second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Okay, this letter here, Daniel.
Sorry, which one? Oh, yeah, I was gonna cover that in my, yeah,
All right, we'll
which
cover
is
that.
great.
Okay, we're moving on to department reports. Dana?
Okay, so the letter in here, from Karina, she contacted me about the LMI, the low to moderate income survey that we worked on last summer, and we didn't really get enough surveys back, so there's now a new way to do a survey. It's a random survey. And, so you send in all your active accounts to the state, and then they choose which ones for you to do the random survey on. And I can't remember how many we had to do. It's just an easier way, to approach it and see if it can qualify through the random survey.
I think if I remember right, it's like, how many of the surveys got turned in? The random was 25% of those.
That could be. Let's see. Let's see what her notes in here. But she did say we never know how many they're going to advise to do. They'll send a letter approving permission to survey and provide the random list from what we sent. And so we were gonna try and go that route and see if we could qualify that way and be eligible to apply for those CDBG grants. And Karina did resign from her position after 32 years. So, I didn't like to hear that very well, because she's also been in charge of the MIH grants.
Right.
So,
Do they have somebody that took her position, or?
well, nobody yet. She just said that all of it will go to Deb Minkler now, because she's the director there.
Oh, okay.
So all we just need is authorization for Janet to sign, so that we can.
It says we already discussed it in our April meeting, so
Well,
I think we're ready to go.
I know.
I move that we authorize the mayor to sign the letter to the Jenny Eardley, CDBG project manager, in relationship to redoing the LMI survey.
Okay. I have a motion, do I have a second? I second. Okay, we moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
I already told you that we're switching to the new software. And then I also received notice on both the grants that we submitted, one to the EDA and then we submitted two to Kansas Water Office, and we did not get any of those. So, was contacted by Kathy Donch from SharePoint, and she contacted the Hanson Foundation, and they suggested to send in an application on that. So, I worked with Shannon Grady and Kathy, and we got that sent in today. So, we'll see what happens there.
Good.
Oh, and then the intersection of Fifth and Sherman will be closed on Monday and Tuesday, Rick told me. So I got that out on Facebook to notify everybody.
Is that a repair, or is that part of the beginning of our,
That's part of the.
okay. of the
And
summer
it'll just
project?
be the exact intersection, so people can still get to their homes and stuff.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
What about this flood zone, what's?
Oh, yeah, that was supposed to be Rick's.
Okay.
Sorry. We were contacted about that. They had us go over to see if we wanted to redo the flood zone out here.
Which one?
So Rick and I met with them online anyway, and they gave us two options basically, to keep it the way it is, or to develop a floodway for south of the Beaver Creek along the western northern boundary of Atwood, but and their recommendation was to just, leave it the way it is. And that's kind of what Rick's recommendation was as well, because he can't see anybody building out there for any reason, So we just needed to let them know one way or the other which way we're going, so.
Where's
It's
this?
100-year floodplain
Yeah.
plan,
Yeah.
anyway, so.
So I don't really think we need any motion on it, I kind of just thought
Rick could have-
Rick
yeah,
could
Rick
tell
could have.
them, the city superintendent and them.
Where exactly is this at? Is this by the lake? Is that what you're saying? Like in that area where you said there was fireworks thing at?
No.
No, it's up in the residential area farther south, isn't it?
I think it's for the west.
Well, it says the western and north boundary of
Yeah.
Atwood. So the western's easy, it's just right along the highway.
Yeah.
But the northern, I don't know what that is, that the golf course? Probably would be the northern boundary.
Cottonwood.
Yeah, I think so. So Rick just said, we'll just keep it the way we've been.
We'll wait for
And we
flood.
just, yeah,
Okay, there you go.
so we didn't really need any motion on that, just a FYI.
If there's a 100-year floodplain, you might want many others to be here, 100 years. Okay, Charles is gone. Brian,
All right. We took 2 non-injury accident reports, 1 Edward abuse report. We towed the vehicle, had 3 dog at large. We had 3 dog complaints as well, had 1 driving while suspended, disorderly conduct, 1 battery, 2 no insurance, 1 disorderly, 1 gunshot wound, 1 unlawful discharge of firearm, 1 engine exhaust. Had 1 custodial arrest, 4 non-custodial, had 4 citations, 23 warnings, 27 stops, 4 headlights, speed, 2 trailer lights, 5 brake lights, 1 erratic driver, an ATV violation, the debris on the roadway, 5 display of registrations, 1 sunscreen device, 1 service rendered, had 1 unsecured load, a permit violation for driving, had 2 business checks, 3 papers served, 2 agency assists, 1 follow-up, 4 drug violation, gave 5 motor assists, had 3 calls that we referred to the county sheriff department. We had 2 cows out in the town. EMS assist, we had 3 of those, 2 welfare checks. We had 22 people that needed information provided to them. Had 4 additional traffic complaints and met at standby. And Officer Mike, he did a car show at the Head Start with the police car, so.
You had a busy month.
No, we just started tracking since nobody else tracks, it seems.
I got a question for you up at the high school. I've gotten a few complaints about how the construction workers are parking, like right up against on the yellow, and they're parking.
On 8th.
Well, I hit on State Street there.
Well, State, I haven't noticed anything on State. Or yes, I'm sorry, 8th and State, that's when I started parking every day this week watching them. So we're gonna talk to them and get their cars to angle out, so you don't have to come all the way out so far.
That's just the complaints I've got about how they've been parking there.
Yeah. Anytime you get it, just call me or whoever's on
Okay.
it, go up there and get the cars straightened out. Seemed like there was a couple pickups on that corner that kind of just stayed there the whole time, never moved, so.
Yeah, parking a trailer on the corner up there too.
Yes, that one moved.
Mhm.
I asked him to move, so.
Is that it then?
That's it.
Okay, at this time, we're going to go into an executive session. How long do you think, Dana, we want?
20 minutes?
20.
20 minutes? Okay, we'll go in at 7:35 for 20 minutes. And then at that time, if we're not finished, we can go out and back in.
Okay.
So, all right, we're
You
gonna,
gotta include who's.
yes, I want Dana and Ryan to stay along with the city
Yeah,
council.
it's only entire city council. I do it out in the open if Charles is here.